The Gentleman's Code.
It's the Gentleman's Code. We're back. Listen, guys. So a lot of the time, yeah, obviously, myself and TR were married men in it. We always get asked the question about. Well, I get asked the question a lot by females anyway. That why are guys in this day and age?
I didn't even know this conversation was happening, but
well,
yeah,
you're gonna learn today. All right, we get asked a lot about why do you guys not want to settle down? Like, why do you guys not want to get married? Why do you guys not want to? I'm gonna start off by asking.
Yeah.
Have you always been a guy that's always been on marriage from young?
I'm not gonna lie, I have.
Serious from early.
Yeah. I had a period where I was like, that's long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Man, I want my space in it. Man don't need all of that.
Yeah.
But then obviously I've come from seeing my parents together
100
and whatnot. So I've just like always wanted what they have
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well. So I did have my period, but more time it was
Yeah.
What about yourself?
I think I've always had that family unit. Like I've always had my parents were together until my dad passed away and what have you. So I've got my siblings and stuff around me.
Yeah.
So I've always had that sense of, one day I want to have a family.
Yeah.
But you know when you're young and stuff,
Yeah.
you just want to just do your thing. Do you know what I mean? Like
100%.
your teens and all that, you're not thinking about that too far ahead. You're just thinking, right now I'm just gonna just do me.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I've always still thought to myself at one point, I do that is important to me.
Yeah.
And clearly that's been important to you as well.
Right.
But I'm not sure that is important to every guy, especially in this generation.
I would even stretch it to even every female.
Or every female.
Yeah, in this generation, every lady, I don't feel like they feel the same way as we felt or discussed back in the day. Things have changed, man. I feel like people are getting their peas.
That's what it's about.
And people are just like, I'm making my peas and whatnot. I don't need the stress and whatnot. I can be with a partner, and whatnot, a life partner.
Yeah.
But to actually, do you know what I mean, walk down the aisle and all of that, they just feel it's long, bruv.
So you think that people like the idea of being with somebody, but they don't want to sign the contract for it?
Yeah.
I've never understood that, you know.
Yeah.
Why does signing the contract scare people? But like they will do it. So it's like, I don't mind being with this person for the rest of my life, but I don't want to sign something
Yeah.
to hold me to that.
It's tricky.
But anyway, so I've gone and done a bit of research, and I found like 8 reasons why straight men don't want to get married. So here are some of the reasons. Number 1, you'll lose respect. So
Let's discuss that.
a couple of
from.
Well, yeah. So basically, it's saying a couple of generations ago, a man wasn't considered fully an adult until he was married with kids, right? So if you look at like maybe 100 years ago, by the time a man got to his early 20s,
Right.
if he wasn't married and didn't have kids,
Yeah.
you were actually seen as an unserious guy in society.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like
Right.
100 years ago.
Right.
That doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
So we have a society now that actually, if a man gets
So,
to
but
like,
how do you lose respect? I'm
in
confused.
terms of, what do you mean?
Like, so he doesn't want to get married because he feels like he will lose respect.
So yeah, so basically, but now it's kind of like the other way around, whereas like sometimes people feel like if you get married or get married too early, people don't rate you the same. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So like, for example, it's like, it's okay, so 100 years ago, if you got married at 18, that's not a big deal.
Right.
Like now, if I heard someone got married at 18, I'll be
Yeah.
like, bro, why are you getting married at 18?
Okay. Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like,
right.
that's
yeah.
mad early.
Yeah, that is mad early, bruv.
I think that's mad early, but 100 years ago,
Yeah.
that wasn't early. That was
100%.
like,
That
you're
was
an
normal.
adult.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
normal.
yeah.
And it was almost like a status thing in society that once a man gets to a certain age, if he doesn't have a family, you're not rated. Now, if a man is 35 and he's not married, it's just like, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, just wait till you're 40, mate.
It's just like, but obviously I just feel like maybe that's because we don't have the same pressures in terms of biology. Like a man can have kids like until like whatever
he's
age.
ready, yeah.
Whereas women, it's not the same, so they're probably under more pressure. But so that's number 1.
Yeah.
Number 2 is apparently you lose out on sex.
Huh?
So it says married men
That's a lie.
have more sex than single men on average.
We'll say that again?
So it says married men have more sex than single men on average,
Okay, so what's the problem?
but much less than men who are cohabiting with their partners outside of marriage. That's interesting. So basically, they're saying that if you're cohabiting but you're not married, you are more likely to have sex than if you are married.
That's nonsense.
I don't really
to
get
me.
that, to be honest.
I think it depends on your dynamics. Me,
100%.
get into the room. It's time for us to get on this journey. Fam,
Bedroom bully.
before I signed any agreement, I said, just understand something. When I need my needs to be met, you're going to meet it. You're going to meet it.
You're gonna bet it.
Yeah.
You know what it is? There's a conversation about that, yeah, because I saw my sister there was a video about a guy. It's like this other, I forgot what his name is, but like, you know, when these like celebrity, like these influencers, and he was talking about.
Who was it? Megan Good and
No, not Megan Good, but it was like, there was a similar sort of couple.
Okay.
But he and his wife were having a conversation about how she doesn't want to have.
not Megan Good.
I forgot what the guy's name is.
Deval.
DeVal, that's his name.
Who's Deval?
The Ellises.
Yeah, Deval and Kadeen Ellis.
DeVal and Kadeen Ellis. So they're a couple. They've got a podcast together.
Okay. Yes, I've seen that.
And he was talking about how he wants to have sex and she was like, I can't.
And he was like, oh, but you kind of forced me into the whole marriage
Which
stuff.
is a good conversation.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's a good conversation for another day. But apparently, married couples don't have sex as much.
How do you feel about it? What do you think about that, sir?
I think that's all relative to your
Circumstances.
individual circumstances.
Yeah.
I know there are people that probably don't as much, but there are people that have it a lot. Now, I think where the bigger conversation is what that looks like in 20 years' time. Do you know what I mean? Because if you've only been married for like...
You have to keep it freaky.
You got to keep it freaky, man. You know what I mean? But you're 60, having
Get
sex.
the parts, put it in the microwave, put the Indomie in and slap it on the neck.
Oh, someone's yash. You got to eat noodles off the ash.
Oh my... Yeah. I'm going to try that still.
But you know what it is? I think most millennials haven't been married for more than 5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah.
So we don't know what the situation is going to be like when we're like 60.
Facts.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so that I think that's another conversation. Like, maybe it's like, okay, what is the sexual dynamic between older couples when you've now had mileage?
Yeah.
And you're probably not having kids anymore.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Are you still running around slapping each other's...
Apparently, bruv, the older lot are horny like that, you know.
Getting in.
Bruv, apparently, them man are active, bruv. They're looking for the snackers. Apparently.
Apparently.
Yeah.
We'll get there one day. Do you
I'm saying.
know what I mean? The podcast is still
I don't feel like I can not ever stop. Do you know what I'm saying? Man has to be out here, fam.
100%. I think that's a man thing anyway.
Yeah. Even if you have to pop 2 pills, bruv, and keep it moving, bruv. But then just a stand up. Attention.
Conversation is getting
A
X-rated.
tease.
All right, number 3. Yeah, you'll lose friends. So there's a thing of when you get married, potentially you might cut off like friends. I actually think women are a lot worse at doing this than
100%.
men are.
Yeah.
Women will get married, just cut off their friends.
Yeah.
Not cut off, but they might not do what like they used to do with their friends.
And that's because they're emotionally attached to their partner and they see us as their best friends and whatnot, whilst we have our other mates. And I feel like it's very easy for them. But for man, them, it's just like, there's nothing to really cut off.
Your guys are your guys.
Yeah, man.
It's deep. Yeah, to be honest, I've got a very tight circle of friends, so I don't ever really see that personally happening for me. But I know that there's a common
It does
trend.
happen, though.
Yeah.
I think it does happen.
I think it's
for
more
some
like
man,
happening with women than it is with men.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You lose space. You're less like. I definitely think you're less likely to have space.
That you lose space is a definite.
Yeah.
Just so everybody knows.
You won't have your
will
own space
definitely
no
lose
more.
space. Yeah.
It's
Yemi
our
don't,
space now.
Yemi don't give me no space.
Is it?
She don't give me no space.
You just in your space all the time.
Brother, as soon as she hears the ding from the PlayStation, she's here, bruv. She packs here, bruv. As soon as she hears the sound, bruv.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is for me? It depends on when you're doing the talking. So I'll give an example, yeah? When I get home from a long day, the worst thing I hate is being pelted with questions.
Oh, yeah.
Like, honestly, that, like, because you know when you get home from, like, work or something, yeah, you need,
chill,
like,
bruv.
half an hour or 40 minutes just to, like...
Just to look.
I don't want to do... I actually don't want to speak. I don't just want to sit
want
there.
to chill, yeah.
Yeah. Now, at that crucial half an hour time, I don't want to be pelted with questions.
Right.
I actually don't. It just does my head in.
Yeah.
So actually, at that moment in time, I just need silence. But sometimes when questions are just like, I'm just like, babe, like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Just give me half an hour. Let me
Yeah.
scratch my balls or something.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, let me just, let me just chill for half an hour.
facts.
So like, in
Facts.
terms of, but you don't have that because maybe they've got things that they have been meaning to ask you
Yeah.
all day
Yeah.
that they haven't been able to ask you until you get home.
Yeah.
So as soon as you get home, it's just like,
I just say a lie, man. Lie.
It's hard to chill. I'm coming. I'm coming.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But you definitely don't get space the same.
No.
So, okay, this is a big one. You could lose your kids and your money. It's one of the reasons why men don't want to get married. You can lose your
Mad
kids and your money.
But you better marry right then.
That's a big one. That's a big fear. And I feel like, as a man, yeah, until you have, like for me, one thing I realized, yeah,
That's actually very deep.
it's deep. But I've never felt vulnerable in my life until I had my son. When I had my son, I was like, oh my days, I'm so vulnerable right now. Because for me, being in a position where I was not being able to see him, or being able to see him and that was policed, would break me. Do you know what I mean? But I've never felt vulnerable in that situation to anybody or anything before.
Right.
Until you have something that you think to yourself, like, if you lost it, you'd be broken. So definitely, like, and that's even more than money. Like, to be
That's
honest, you know what I mean?
interesting.
Like, like money. I always say with money, you can lose money and you can make money back. But the relationship you have with your kids, bro, that is mad.
Bruv.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Bruv,
and when you think about, even with yourself, like with Tiwa, like,
Yeah.
seeing her every day,
Yeah.
the routines.
Yeah, impossible, bruv.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The routines that you had, like, that's and like you said, maybe that is what you're saying in terms of, like, you should know who you marry. But
Yeah. I mean, some people's circumstances, they feel like they know who they marry, and then shit hits the fan.
change.
People definitely change.
People change.
You look at
like,
50.
Did he get married?
He didn't get married, but even like his circumstances with his kids and whatnot, and that's with someone that's not married.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Because I think him and his son, the
They
relationship
go
was
through
done.
the beef is a lot, bruv.
Public.
Yeah.
Wow. So like, I would definitely put that as like a big fear. Like, I can definitely, do you know what I mean? Understand how that would happen. Number 6 is you'll lose in court. So if you do go to court,
Oh, you're definitely gonna lose.
you're done out here.
That's 100%. If it goes to court, forget it.
You forget it.
Yeah.
The law definitely
Yeah.
favors women
Yeah.
in court.
It's best for you to just beg it
What do you mean?
with the
Like,
missus and just be like, look, I'm going to lose. So, so before that, please.
Just have
let's
mercy on me.
yeah, let's just.
let's just fight it
Yeah.
before we go to court. That's number 6. Number 7, you lose your freedom.
Yeah, same thing as.
Losing your space. No,
your
freedom is different from space. Space is when you're both in the same.
Right,
But
right.
freedom
okay.
is just like, I don't think you lose your freedom.
I feel
bro.
like you're losing your freedom if your partner is controlling, bruv. And
Yeah,
that's
if
on
the partner's a
both
control person.
parts. Do you know what I mean? Vice
then
versa.
you lose your
Yeah.
freedom. But if you have an understanding, then
Yeah,
that's what it
man.
is.
Yeah, why are you losing your freedom for?
And then number 8, which is the last number, is single life is better than ever. So they're basically saying that now, in this day and age, people think that it's more fun to be single than actually being in a like be married and tied down to somebody.
I mean, that's everyone's entitled to their own opinion, innit? It depends on where you are, what level you are at in life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, if you feel like your marriage is an asset or a liability to you,
Exactly.
if you feel like your marriage is a liability to you, then I guess that then you are going to feel like probably I should be like. But if it's an asset to you, do you know what I mean? Then it's different. Like I think with divorce, and just from the stories that I've heard from people that have gone through it,
Yeah.
it's a very, no matter how you feel about the person, it's a very emotionally taxing thing to go through.
Imagine, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's long. You know what I mean? You'll have to argue, you have to decide, especially if you've got kids and you own a house together.
Yeah, assets and everything, yeah.
It's long.
It's long.
So on that one, they say
Hello, my jail.
they say single life is, so that's from men anyway. So in terms of women, some of the reasons why they say in terms of women is marriage is heavily favored in being a patriarchal society. So marriage is still dictated and heavily dominated by men. So that's the reason why most women won't get married.
Okay.
They would also say that marriage benefits men, not women.
Oh gosh. Okay.
I don't know.
I don't
agree
feel like
with
any
that.
I don't feel like any guy would tell you that it benefits them.
More than
I feel like whatever a happy wife, a happy life.
You think that's true?
Brother, do you think that's true? You're asking me.
Goddamn.
You better ask yourself.
We on camera. Happy wife, a happy
Bruv,
life, right?
Simple.
Do you think? But why is that though? Because I think there's a problem with that.
I'm not getting into this, mate.
You better get into it. Listen, I'm saying I think that's a problem because it makes it seem like as long as she's happy, you can suffer and your life is good. That's not true.
I feel like what it means is you have to bite your tongue here and there. That's what it means.
It's true.
I feel like that is
You have
what
to bite your
it
tongue
means.
here and there and just be like, oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
I've
Hold
said
your
that-
own, but then majority of the time, which will be a lot of the time, you just got to just be
Bite
like,
your tongue.
yeah.
Yeah. I've said that before in this podcast. I've said that there is not a single man in this world that can out-argue
No,
their
you're
woman.
going to lose.
Whether you're married,
And even when you think you've won, you've lost.
you've lost.
Yeah.
So just pick your arguments very, very well.
Yeah.
So I guess it is happy wife, happy life.
Mm-hmm.
Being a wife sucks.
Why?
Apparently.
Why? What's the reason behind that? What do you mean?
Because a lot of wives have to behave like mothers to make sure that their husbands are fed, washed, well-dressed, and that things are organized.
Fed,
Washed.
This is coming to
I've
America,
never
bruv.
been bad.
Like Prince Hakeem is inside the bath and they're just washing him, bruv. Yeah, I'm good, you know.
Wow. Yeah.
I went to boarding school, fam.
I've never been bathed by a woman in my life.
Fam?
Well-dressed and that things are organized.
I wouldn't mind it though.
What, get?
Being,
You are
being
sick
bathed.
in the head.
Just be. Look at this one, bruv. Oh my
Technical
God.
difficulty.
Can we
there.
just cut to a commercial break? Microphone check. Let me help you there, bro. You good, yeah? Bruv, because of all this talk about bathing, bruv, this man's removing the mic and everything, bruv. Look.
Don't worry, we're almost there, bro.
Okay, I'm just gonna wait for you to get this right. You just have to keep on. There you go, brother. You good, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Almost.
Obviously, you know we just got this table and that, like so. And this mic is actually new as well. Shout out to the King's Decree.
All right, cool. And we're back. So listen, yeah. So basically, I was saying, yeah, so basically, they're saying women are responsible for getting things organized.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's right?
Yes. Yes.
They're organized.
I feel like a lot of women are organized. I feel like a lot of guys, it takes a longer period of time for men to mature, in my opinion.
So women will just be in charge.
So I feel like they will just be more clued up. So I hear that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. What else we got here? If there's an ideology that if you're getting married, thinking that you'll never be lonely again, there's chances that you can be completely isolated in your marriage, which is very true. It's another big one.
That is a deep one.
So there's people that have said that basically I've never felt so lonely when I was married.
Wow.
Whereas I actually thought I would never be lonely. I think that's a communication problem, though.
100%. And that's why I said, once again, you have to know who you're marrying.
With. This is a big one. The sex stops being good. Number 5. That's what you're talking about, getting your freaky on.
Yeah.
You got to try new things.
Bro, that's what I'm saying, bruv. You got to jump from the window, bruv, and just to the wall. The Spider-Man, bruv. Fam, you got to just keep it adventurous,
try new
bruv.
things. And then when you're married, you can never leave or do that anytime, like when you're just dating somebody.
What do you mean?
So you have to go through the divorce and the separation. Do you know what I mean? You can't just up and leave if you're married.
Oh, yeah, well...
So that's another reason why women would
But
not.
why would you want to?
If it's not going well, there's a process.
Right, but...
So like if you're dating
saying
somebody...
If you're just dating someone, you could just be
you
like,
can just be
it's
like,
done.
listen, guys, it's not working out. Once you're married, it's almost like it's difficult to
Interesting.
get
People
out.
think that deep.
These are the reasons.
Wow.
Again, like building off that number 7, getting divorced is difficult and annoying, which it is.
But why are you thinking? Why are they thinking that though? Why is your if you're trying to get married? Why are you thinking if we get divorced, it's going to be difficult? Do you know what I mean?
I think social media plays into that because now you'll see more cases of like you see more relationships that don't work on social media that do.
Yeah.
So people that are watching that and all that sort of stuff, they're just like, oh, this is not banging, blah 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 blah. So these are just the things that people have got in their head.
I hear that.
And one of the final reason, which was number 8, which was getting married doesn't make you an adult anymore. Whereas before, getting married was like you're coming of age, like now you're an adult. Whereas now, you can have males or females in their 30s. They're not married, but they're still seen as adults.
Right.
I do think that there is a conversation to be had in our culture, specifically on the pressures that women in the black community have on getting married at a certain age.
Oh, 100%.
Do you know what I mean?
That is 100%.
That's a big conversation to be had.
Yeah,
And to be honest, there's guests in particular that I'd love to get here and talk about that in more detail. But that's something that we need to really kind of break down. But in terms of men and women not getting married, I would just say that I think you would agree, you just got to find the right person. Do you know what I mean? That's
100.
And you got to take the leap of faith.
Yep.
Because no one really knows once you start that journey. You can say, oh, yeah, I know, but you don't know.
You don't know.
You're just rolling the
Even
dice.
if you ask me, I'm 100% confident that I know, but do I know?
Do you know?
You know what I'm saying?
Like, you don't know the man you're going to be in
Yeah.
20 years. You
Yeah.
don't know the woman she's going to be in 20
Change
years.
every day, bro.
But like I say with everything, you just take it a day at a time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And just go
Facts.
from there.
Ladies and
Gentlemen's
gentlemen, it's the Gentleman's Code.